Well, hello there, friends and family. Good to see you again. Yeah, old Mr. Tom skipped yesterday, didn't he? But it wasn't on purpose. You know, we had all them storms and everything. It was just a little too rough to be thinking about doing a video and keeping no computer powered up and camera. Can't afford to lose any of that right now. But as you can hear and probably see, it's a beautiful day today. And I was thinking, what would be an interesting project we could do today? And I haven't thought about this one in a while. And as soon as I get done checking out my tire planters, I'm going to take you on up there and show you a little project. It's not only interesting, it can be a whole lot of fun. Especially if you're young at heart or you got children at home. Or you just love to fish. Maybe I said too much and gave it away. But let me take a look at these tire planters and see how they're doing since we had the storm yesterday. What, Elrod? The food's on the porch. You know where the food's at? Yep, I love you too. But I got work to do. Okay? I hear you, little buddy. You're on the wrong side of the fence. Right now, that's sort of like being on the wrong side of the tracks, ain't it? You'll figure it out. So, I'm going to take a quick look at my radishes. And you can probably see they're coming right along. They're now up to 2 nice leaves there. Got them all thinned out. Come here. What, Elrod? I love you too. Like I was saying, poor Elrod so interrupted me here. Got them all thinned out. And of course, he's got to have some loving, folks. Don't you, buddy? Don't get in the radishes. Don't get in the radishes. You be right there. Come here. But anyway, as you can see, got them all thinned out. They're coming along nicely. Come on, Elrod. And over here, the lettuce. You can now see some of it. If I had to guess, that's the black-seeded Simpson right there. Now the red lettuce is very, very tiny. They were very tiny seeds. Not even sure you can see it. And that, but it's right there. No, Elrod. No, no, no. Smack me. No. Anyway, you can see another one right there. Can't we, Elrod? Don't get in there. No. I got to get away from him while he's with me, or they will get destroyed. Yeah. Got my kitty with me. The other day it was Cleo, and now it's him. Hard to get anything done around here sometimes. But I had a big bag of stuff ready from the kitchen. So I thought I'd go out and put it on the compost pile. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, hey, the weather's getting really nice. I'd like to do some fishing. But all the bait shops are gone now. And I need some worms. And I'm going to show you an easy way, and very affordable way to get you some worms. Okay? So let me show you what we got. And let me get you set up. So the first thing you're going to need is some type of cardboard box. And I just happen to have many of these from Amazon. And it'd be nice if you can get all this tape off. But if you can't, get as much off as you can. We're going to discard the tape, okay? But like I said, as much as you possibly can. Same way on the bottom. See the bottom tape? You don't gotta get it all. It's not that important. Okay. The next thing you're going to want to do is in your bottom flaps, take a pair of scissors and cut you some slits. You see? You just fold them over. 2 on each side will be plenty good enough. We'll do the same on the other side. About an inch. A little larger, a little less. Ain't gonna matter. Now, like I said, it's been a while since I've done this, and of course this ain't the only way to do it. And then all you're going to do you're going to fold that box back on up. On the bottom, see? Just like that. Okay? And then find you a piece of ground. Preferably a shady one. Let me show you. I'm just going to use right here at the end of my old garden bed. Right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place that on the ground. Just that simple. And I'm going to bend these tabs back. In fact, I think I'll just tear them off. What do y'all think? Hold on a second. Let me put y'all down. I'm just going to tear them out and throw them in the box. So we just tore them out, and now we got the 2 slits in the bottom. You can make more if you want, but this will work just fine. Now what are we going to do? Let me show you. Now what we're going to do is we got a bag of kitchen scraps right here. See, this is what I call my compost bag. I always keep hanging on the front lower cabinet knob. And as I cut carrot tops off, this got coffee grounds in it, see? Coffee grounds. Some cleanings from a head of lettuce. Some tomatoes that went bad on me. Stuff of that nature. And I just save it in this bag for a day or two. And I'd normally bring it out, toss it on the compost pile. But today, I remembered this little trick. And like I said, last time I did it, the kids were here living. probably, oh Lord, couldn't have been more than 13 or 14 years old at the time. And that. But let me get these dumped on in the box. So it ain't hard. We're just gonna dump them on in the box. Not like that. Ain't hard at all. Now, I take the coffee filters and that, and I take them out. If I can get them where it's not so nasty. Some of them have already started to decay, and I'll leave them alone. There we go. So it's all in the box now. Just gonna spread it out a little bit. And now all we're gonna do is we're gonna close up the box. And we're finished. So what have we done? Well, what we've done is we've made about the cheapest worm box you'll ever not buy. We all get plenty of Amazon boxes, I'm sure. If you don't, you probably know somebody who does. And what's going to happen is somehow the worms, not sure how they figure it out, but they know that food's in there. And they're going to come up out of the ground and they're going to start eating those kitchen scraps. They just love coffee grounds, trust me, they do. And they're going to be turning those into worm casting. But they're also going to make this little box their new home. Now why? Close the box. Because worms like it dark. They like it dark and they like it moist. And that box sitting on top of that nice moist ground is going to keep it that way longer. And when it rains, water will seep under it. Of course, water will soak the cardboard. And at some point in time, the box will deteriorate away. Plus the worms will eat the box. And in months, the box will go away. What will we get out of it? Well, we're going to get some mighty fine worm castings. But secondly, since the worms are going to set up home in it, as long as we keep adding food till they don't run out, they're going to have babies. And they're going to make more worms. And like I said, it's nice weather now here in the south. And at some point in time, it's going to be nice weather in your area too. And I like to fish with worms. Now, I fish with all kinds of artificial lures too. And cut bait. But anybody that's ever went catfishing, fishing for brim, bass, largemouth, smallmouth, and striped bass knows those big old night crawlers, you just can't beat them for fish bait. And like I said, all of our bait shops were owned by an elderly gentleman when I moved here 25 years ago. Over time, one by one, they've all closed their businesses. In fact, I'm not sure where the bait shop is anymore in and around my area. in driving around, I'd be able to find one. So y'all, it's just a simple, easy thing to do. We all got cardboard boxes. We all got kitchen scraps. We all got a pair of scissors, don't we? And we need a way to get rid of our cardboard boxes. Now I use a lot of mine, and I will be using up a lot of the ones I have to be grass suppression in some new planting areas this year. But when I was thinking about this and talking with an old friend today, I thought, you know, I haven't done that in years. And I really need some worms. Now I could come out and dig underneath the compost pile and pull them out of there. But I need them over there to be doing their job. And here again, this is just a neat little project you can do on your place. Whether you have a large piece of land, a small yard, a little bitty place. Not a very big box. Box ain't but maybe 18 inches long, 9 inches wide, and it's about 9 inches tall. You can use any size box you want. If you only got a few kitchen scraps at a time, you might want to even use a smaller box. And the trick is keep stuff in it moist. Don't flood it. And keep it closed. Like I say, worms don't like the light. And we'll come back at a later date and we'll show you. Let's give it a week, okay? Because this is Friday, the 24th of April. And we'll give it a week. We'll come back next Friday. And we'll take a look and see how the worms have done. Now I got to get another thing done. Something I do all the time. And I'll bring you along with me as we're doing that too. I hope you enjoyed this little project. Ain't much. I mean, you can use a 5-gallon bucket and drill you some 1/2-inch holes in the bottom and place it in the soil 1 inch or 2 and do the same thing. Pour your kitchen scraps in and close the lid. You can use a 30-gallon barrel, 55-gallon barrel if you want. And what you're doing is starting your own worm composter with your own native worms. Because I'll tell you a secret. You know those red wigglers that you got to spend a whole lot of money for? Buy them by the pound. They're getting pretty pricey now. I don't know if they're available in the native soil all around the country, but I do know they're here. And they're red, and they wiggle a lot. That's why they make really good fish bait, and they really love to eat. And there's what red wigglers what are primarily used for composting. But that doesn't mean you can't use plain old Jane earthworms and night crawlers. And they gotta eat too, but people just don't give them the love they deserve. But I'll tell you this, we're gonna get all 3 types in our little cardboard worm box. You can write that down, stick it on the fridge, and you'll see it right here. So, gotta wait a week though. And we'll be back to our little worm box. So let's get on to the next project today. Oh, I just saw some more fresh dewberries. I didn't have a whole lot for breakfast, so let me do some snacking in a minute, for a minute or two, okay? If you promise not to get the camera all messy, I'll give you a few too. Oh yeah, got me some more here. They're getting to be everywhere. Yep, here's me some more. Here, y'all gonna have this one. Want another one? Or maybe this one too. Now y'all don't get hoggy, okay? And you'll know when they're ripe enough because they come off the vine fairly easy. Okay, before we get on to the next project, here's y'all one more. I was missing that from my bagger. So, on to the raised bed. In the jungle. Okay, I gotta do a few things. So y'all just take a seat there in the grass behind me, and we'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I had to open up this raised bed, clear some of the winter's leaves off the top of the soil. You can see here's my row of green onions. Got a lot of new babies coming up. And why? Well, it's like what they call them. Bunching onions. Just the way they do it. New ones come up around the base of the old ones. And that's exactly what's happening. New babies. Now they are looking a little pale green. And that's telling me they're needing some nitrogen fertilizer. So, may not get to it today, but I will by first thing in the morning. Now I'll mix them up some good old chicken manure that I've got composted, and drop in some water, a little bit of fish emulsion, and I'll make them a nice chicken and fish emulsion fertilizer. Put it over in my sprinkling can, dilute it with some water, and I'll get them all fertilized up in the morning. Some other things I wanted to show you. You see this right here? That's Greek oregano. It's starting to take over the bed. And it'll do that, but it ain't too hard to manage. See the way, what happens here? Now I'll try to get down here where y'all can see it. See, it runs, and then where that runner touches the ground, it roots, and it sprouts roots and continues to spread. So you can take that right there and put that in another place, start a whole brand new plant. And see, right here you can see them still attached to the runner. And then here they've rooted. See? Now what I'm going to do, after I get done doing what we're doing here, I'm going to be taking these plants and I'm going to be taking them over and sticking them in a large pot so I can sort of contain these rascals. But this Greek oregano is by far the most aromatic and tastiest oregano I've ever grown. And I've grown Spanish, Egyptian, Mediterranean, but this Greek, woo, it is tasty. It is very robust and very aromatic. I mean, just sitting out here beside it and the wind breeze waffling through it, you can smell them. And it really does, if you'll companion plant it with other veggies, it'll definitely camouflage or camouflage the scent of your other vegetables. And you can also do the same thing with green onions and even garlic. But let me show you what we're going to do next. So hold on. It's hard to do one-handed. But what I got in this hand, that's the end that I cut off from my green onions that you see me eating all the time. And you'll see this. People call it a garden hack, especially young people. Nah, it may be a garden hack now, but it's been something country folk and poor folk been doing all the time. And I think how they learned it, because I remember my great-grandparents doing it, and my grandparents, of course my parents, is they probably tossed the ends in wherever they tossed their other kitchen scraps, and they noticed onions started growing in the piles. I remember that happening in our little small compost pile when we were living in Monrovia Trailer Park. Well, it was in Monrovia, Alabama, and it was called Mountain View. And we had a fairly sizable yard back then for a trailer park. And of course, my daddy was going to garden. If there was a piece of dirt, he's going to grow food. And we did. But let me show you what you do. It's just so easy. Now you're going to need something to make a hole. You know. Now you can buy one of them expensive garden dibbles. Or you can do like I do. I find me a stick about the diameter I want. And then it's just this easy. Now I'm going to step off here about an inch or two from all my other green onions, and I'm just going to dibble me out a hole right there. Okay, you see that? Now hold on. I got to get one out. Ooh, and since that rain, mosquitoes are rough. And there we got one, right there. Roots are getting long. But that's okay. We might have to make this hole just a little bigger for him. And we're just going to take them on in there. See, just like that. Poke his little roots down. We're going to stick them in the hole just like that. Poke his little roots down. He's sitting up like an alien. And we're just going to cover him right on up. Just like that. And we're going to just pat them down a little bit. Firm the ground around them. And there we are. Just that simple. Y'all probably do this too. And then I'm just going to step over. And I'm going to make me another hole. Since these tend to be a little bit big. Because they'll keep growing in my fridge. And we're going to stick us another one in there. Same way. Stick all his roots. Point them down. Stand them up like a little tripod. And just put that dirt in around. Don't uncover. Last one you just did like I was about to do. And if you put some dirt on top of it, that'd be fine too. And just get a little firm. It'll be fine. Okay? Now I got a whole bag of these to get done, so I think you get the idea. And I've been doing this all my life, and when I see this on a video on YouTube or Facebook or someplace, It's just, people act like it's an amazing thing. To us old timers, just something we've been doing forever. In fact, till I seen it on other YouTube channels and Facebook and that, I didn't even know it was a thing. I just thought it was something everybody knew to do. But apparently I was wrong. So let me get these on in, and then we'll go to the next project. I'll be right back. Won't take long. Okay, we're over here at my old clay pot. And you remember, I was sending back some of that oregano. See it right there? That creek oregano. You can see how it does. It was running along the ground, then it roots and starts a whole new plant. Does it all on its own. And it'll take over space. As you can see, you look back when I planted this little bed last year, you can see that oregano plant, just a little tiny thing. And now it's probably nearly 4 feet across by 3 feet in less than a year's time. So this stuff will grow, and if you love oregano, then you always have it, or at least down here in the deep south. It overwinters just fine. So I trimmed me several out of there and just pull them up from the ground. As long as you get some roots, they'll be fine. And what I'm going to do in this old clay pot, and I've had about 20 years, and it's starting to get all broke up. Of course, it's been getting broke up now for probably about the last 10. Still hanging in there though, still hold the dirt, so we're still going to use it. And just move these plants out of the way. We're going to get our little hand cultivator. Now, last year, if you watch my walkabouts, we had tomatoes, Park's Whopper in here, and I had some okra, and it was doing mighty fine. Well, that was until the deer got to starving, and then they kept browsing it down to just nubs, until, like I said before, I just let her go. Let them have it. Pretty much everything I was growing, because couldn't stop them. They were that desperate. I mean, if you'll jump a 7-foot high deer fence with alarms, and they were blistering loud, flashing lights, crazy old man out here with a gun. I wasn't going to shoot them. That was Molly and Holly, actually named them. But I would shoot in the ground, try to scare them away. None of that worked. So finally, I said enough's enough. Okay, we just broke that ground up some. Now, I got to set y'all up here, and hopefully I won't knock y'all down. Now the camera work ain't gonna be pretty this time, folks. Now the camera work not gonna be so pretty this time. You just got to do the best we can. So I'm gonna set you right there. We're gonna take some of this oregano. So you got the roots right there, and this is a very shallow plant. We're just gonna take some of that freshly chopped up soil. We're just gonna move it around. Try not to plant too much deeper than what it was. Break up some of that soil. Just get a nice little firm, see? Look at that. Good to go. Since we got all that rain, this soil is more than nice and moist. Where I can't talk today. And we're just gonna stick some around here randomly. Ain't no rhyme or reason. That's one over there. And we'll put them about 3 or 4 inches apart, trust me. This thing's gonna be full of oregano in no time. Of course, you'll see it this year. as I do my other walkabouts like I do every year. But you know what I'm trying to show y'all, folks? You know, this little old man can do this and have fairly decent results. You don't need to be no gardening guru now in a pot, especially here in the deep south. You might as well just face it once it gets heating up here. And today we were 81, April 24th. It's gonna get hotter. This thing will have to get watered every day. Let me move you over here. Y'all move over this side of the pot. And we're gonna put another one right here. Why not? Oop, a little too deep. That one's sort of shallow rooted. It just hasn't got going real good yet when I snipped it out of there, but it ain't gonna take long. When doing transplants, this is just me. I water my transplant. I let them drain. But if this pot hadn't been out here, I got like 3 inches of rain yesterday or more. And we'll check that on the way into the front porch. I would have pre-watered it, let it soak a bit. I got one more of those rascals somewhere. Okay. And you probably ain't gonna be able to see this one as I put it in, but that'll be okay. We're gonna get it in, give our hands a little wipe off on our jeans, and then we're gonna get to anything else we might come up with we want to do today. I think that's about it for today though. Nothing needs watered. Now, let me get my hands cleaned off and I'll come get y'all. Now, put that right there so I know that was the last thing I did. And there we have it. I'll probably pull out a few more and stick probably one here, maybe one there, and one there. But that's enough for today, because I'm going to be taking a lot of that out, thin it back, and I'll be dehydrating it Monday or Tuesday next week, or I'll check the weather whenever it's raining. Dehydrating's a good rainy day project. Keeps me from having to do housework. So let me get the old weed whacker here and we'll head on around to the front porch. It's going to be a few days before we're going to be able to mow. It is wet, trust me that. Plus we got to pick up all the stuff storm blew back down again. Okay, we'll go sit down a minute front porch before we go in. I'm gonna check the rain gauge. Well, that's right. I emptied it yesterday afternoon, but it rained again last night, and we got 1 inch again last night. And guess who's here with me? It's the Magooster. Come on, Magoo, we're going to sit down, okay? Come on, buddy. So I've had Cleo, Elrod, which was being a real pain, but he just wants loving. They don't understand. And now we got the Magooster. There you go, Magoo. So y'all, that was just 3 little small garden projects. Nothing that you need a degree in rocket science for, or to be an engineer. But I thought that little worm box come in handy for me, and the worms will come up in it. And if they need a bigger hole, they'll eat the entire bottom of that box out. Trust me that. But you're going to see it all here as it progresses. Now, the onions, I'm sure y'all do that too. And I'm sure you've seen it 100 times, people doing it. So, it's nothing new. While I was doing it, I took you along. And then, of course, thinning back that oregano some, take the pressure off my thyme there, right beside it, and get out of my onions. You know, I was going to just toss those few rooted sprigs, and I thought, no, I'll take them over, put them in that old clay pot. You saw how easy that is. You just pull them up from one place, and they're very shallow rooted, and you transplant them in another. Here again, it's not rocket science. And now you will have to keep that pot watered. And probably here in a couple of days, I'll check it, and I'll be keeping it moist, just like I keep the truck tire planters moist. So, you saw Elrod today. Saw Miss Cleo, or I think you did. If you didn't, you heard her. And of course, you saw Magoo. When he's feeling spunky, he likes the Magooster. And that. And of course, we visited a while. And I hope all of y'all out there were safe from those storms. Didn't suffer any property damage. And I do hope all of you are happy and healthy, safe in your homes. Continue to pray for all of us and all the essential workers. And with that, I got a little old dry throat. I need to get me some of that there fresh water. Ice cold out of the fridge. Sit down and think about editing a video. So until I see you on the next one, y'all take care out there. Stay safe, and God bless each and every one of you, your families, and your loved ones. Goodbye for now. Magoo! Magoo, what are you doing? What are you doing, Magoo? You my little buddy? I love you too. Oh, you are my buddy. I gotta go in and get some water. My throat's dry, okay? Okay, let Papa go. Okay, I'll be back out. I'll sit on the front porch and drink it with you. Okay, I filled up your water bowl. You're good to go. Later, all.